don't stop. Now we've come to that time where it's your chance to ask us those burning questions that you've been holding on to all during the show. And to answer the first question will be Mr. Heath.
Could you bring the house lights up a bit so we can see the audience?
Let there be light.
Let there be light.
So who has a question for me? You there, sir. Is the dog real? Well, he's a real puppet. Rocky, yeah, he's a puppet that was bought for this show. But he's operated by Frank and then sometimes also carried around and moved a little bit operated by us as well. So.
That's a good question.
Very good question.
Does anyone have a question for me? This lovely lady here with your question. Oh, yes.
Why the puppet was being mean to that boy?
Why was Mr. Worrythoughts being mean to Baden? That's a good question. Well, Miss... Oh, because it was a bit scary. Yeah, Mr. Worrythoughts is a bit scary, but Mr. Worrythoughts isn't real. He was in Baden's mind, really. So Mr. Worrythoughts isn't a real thing. Did you know that the mum couldn't see Mr. Worrythoughts? Remember that scene when the mum couldn't see Mr. Worrythoughts? So that's why he kept on being mean to Baden. But what did he do to get rid of Mr. Worrythoughts? Can anyone remember? What was the first thing he did? That was the second thing. The first thing he did was tell his mum. Do you remember that? So he told someone about it. And then he said, go away, Mr. Worrythoughts. And then he did things like do a worry box. And if you've read the book, there's other things like you can make a paper plane and throw your worries away. Does that answer your question? She's gone. Awesome. Okay.
My turn for a question. Who has a question? Question for me. Let's see. I just can't decide. It's like a chocolate box. This boy with the blue.
You ask and then the person next to you can ask.
You get both questions.
Like weird, ugly monster looks almost like King Kong.
That was a statement. The big ugly monster looked like King Kong unless he's talking about me. And your question. How come there was a little Worrythoughts and a big Worrythoughts? That's because sometimes Baden only had little worries to worry about. Dainty ones. And sometimes he felt like his worries were very big, so it became a big Mr. Worrythoughts to worry about. So it was really all in Baden's mind.
And then he got small again, and then at the end he went away altogether.
God. It's hard, isn't it?
Right at the end there? Have you forgotten? Do you want to come back to you? We can come back to you if you want. Okay, we'll come back to you. So, yes, do that. How do we speak on the phone? Okay, so the sound is obviously coming from over there, and there's actually...
Well, actually coming from up there.
Oh, yeah. And then there's actually a remote in the phone. So there was a remote control put in the phone, so when the phone call came, Steph here had pressed the button,
See the remote
activated the sound. Technical wizardry.
So that was all pre-recorded by a man named Kelly, and he pre-recorded all of that. So all we needed to do was press next on the iPod, and it played the track. Cool. Does anyone have a
Did you think of yours? Lost it again?
It's gone. That's right. If you remember it, you can ask us later. Okay, question for me. Right here, what's your question, sweetie? How did I get dressed up so quickly? That's a great question. I guess it was just practice, really. We kept our costumes quite simple because we knew we had to do, well, I had to do quite a few changes quickly.
Who did you play?
Oh, well, I played Tara. Can anyone remember what other characters I played? Just yell them out. That's right. And teacher. That's right. So we did things like different cardigans and stuff to symbolise different characters. Could you tell the difference between the different characters?
Very talented, question for me. This girl here that's stretching. Yes, you. Big voice.
Why did the dog jump over the hoop?
Why did the dog jump over the hoop?
Sounds like a good
Well,
setup.
I think we should aka Ray Baden, answer that question.
So Baden, that was just after Baden was getting a bit down about losing the race, and so he found the hoop when he was hiding the phone, and just thought he'd cheer himself up, play a game with Rocky. So he
There's no pet here.
He'd never tried Rocky. Yeah, lots of you got pets. So fun to play with.
Yeah. We wanted to show that Baden wasn't always worried about things. He had times when his worry thoughts wasn't there. So, and that was when he was playing with Tara often, and when he was playing with his dog Rocky.
Good question. You can't. No, I don't have a question. Over here. Yeah, you.
What's actually in the bag?
What's in the bag? Aha! Now, I'm not sure. Let's find out. Yeah.
I wouldn't
There's a
know.
rabbit in here. We're just so impressed.
It's usually his lunch.
My nightlight. No, but it's there. Just in case the child asks a question.
Okay, another question right here. What's your question?
What did you have to say like go right
Okay.
Why did you have to
Oh, that was 8 different questions. I'm going to ask the first one. Why did we have to say certain things? So has anyone here been in a school production or a play or anything? Yeah, a few of you? And have you had a script where you have to learn the lines? So basically we learned the lines from a script, so that's why we had to say certain words. We couldn't just say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious because it wasn't in the script. And why did we have so much expression?
Hey.
Hey. Ow.
What? Stop blaming.
No. Hey. Why do we have so much expression?
Yeah, it's got to go all the way back there.
Yeah. We want to entertain the children, the next generation. So that's why.
There's a little girl in front here wants to ask a question. What's your question?
How old are you, darling?
What would happen if Baden didn't tell someone about his worry?
What would happen?
I think that there would be a third Mr. Worrythoughts that would be even bigger. That's what I think.
Bigger.
I think Mr. Worrythoughts will get bigger and bigger and bigger and uncontrollable.
Pretty soon he turned into Isaac Hayes.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yes, up to universe.
Alright. What is your question, sir?
Boy up there.
I'm interested in knowing how Baden feels once he started
Okay, the question was, how does Baden feel once he started to control his worry thoughts?
Well, it feels pretty good when he tells worry thoughts to go away. And worry thoughts does go away. That feels good. I mean, it's not completely cured. It's obviously just after then that he still gets a bit worried when he's staying over at Tara's. And he's
The
still a bit worried.
sleepover was a bit of a trigger for him.
Yeah, but it feels a lot better, a lot more manageable that he can deal with his worry thoughts.
Yeah.
That would be it.
Happy thoughts are everywhere. Hey, Nikki? Yeah.
Who is that man anyway?
I don't know. I'm sitting next to someone who's very familiar.
By the way, do you know who wrote the book? I'll tell you who wrote the book. It was Nicky Johnston, who's sitting right over there.
Okay, so we all remember how we got rid of Mr. Worrythoughts. Would you like to all try it? Saying, go away, Mr. Worrythoughts?
Goodbye.
Don't try to get up there.
So,
Okay, a little bit.